Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Todd Johnson, and I would like to share with you on how to do the March monthly challenge. So, the March monthly challenge, the theme was, Where am I from? So, the first thing to do the challenge is to log on to Family Search. When you get when you log on to Family Search, your title page should look something like this. It won't look exactly like this, because many of the items here are for me personally, but you should see something similar to this. But you will see this at the top. You've got different drop-down menus. So the one I would like you to choose is activities. And then from the drop-down menu, choose where am I from? And it will open up a screen that looks like this. This opening screen is just a map of where all your ancestors came from. To get a finer resolution, you can zoom in on these. But this is not really the part that the challenge talks about. It talks about my heritage. So up the top, we have different menus. Choose my heritage. And what you'll come up with is a list of flags from different countries that shows where your ancestors came from. Now, if you click on any of these, it will open up another set of menus that you can look through. So the default will be all the relatives that came from that particular country. Next, you can click on food. It'll give a short synopsis of the type of food that's eaten in that country. And this is the fun part. If you click on recipes, you will have a number of recipes that you can try out. Something that you could do for a family home evening. Look through the recipes. Some of these recipes, I'll have to admit, are difficult to do, but some of them are easy and can be easily done for a family home evening. And then also across the top, it talks about family, social, fun facts of the country, traditions. So this gives you a number of ideas of things you can do for a family home evening to learn about your ancestors and where they came from. Okay, I'd also like to go through the second challenge in March, which is also under the theme, Where am I from? And what I'd like, the second challenge is to create a color-coded fan chart for where your ancestors were born. So when you come to, or you need to log in again to Family Search, and from the website, you'll see you'll see different menus listed at the top of the page. What I'd like you to do is choose the one called Family Tree. There will be a drop-down menu up here. Go down and choose Tree. Now, this is what mine looks like. This is a landscape of my family tree, but you might have something different here. That's because you can choose different ways to see your family tree. There's landscape, portrait, fan chart, and also descendancy. But what I'd like to do for the challenge is for you to choose fan chart. So when you open up fan chart, um, you can have different generations selected. So the highest you can go is 7. So the 7 generations include yourself. So you can count out from yourself out to the end. You'll see 7 generations, or you can make it smaller. But what we're going to do is we probably want to expand it as much as we can. Now you have different options to look at your fan chart. So we're going to choose birth countries. And now you have a color-coded version of the fan chart that shows where the countries of where your ancestors were born. And over here on the right-hand side, there's a key to tell you what they are. Now, don't think, or if you look at somebody else's tree, they might use the same colors, but the countries might be different. So just be aware of that. These are not colors that are always going to be used for France and Germany, Norway, and so on. One of the neat things about a fan chart is you can also go to a person on your fan chart. So let's go to my great-great-grandfather, David Blessing. And if you click on it, you'll see that there's a place that kind of shows a little mini fan chart. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better here. So you'll see a little fan chart here. If you click on that, what that does is it places him now as the main fan chart, and it fans out from him. So you can see it doesn't quite go out as far. And so his wife was from France, and then all his children were born in the United States because he immigrated to the United States. And if you need to go back, just use your back arrow, and now all of a sudden I'm the center of the fan chart. So have fun with this. This is, you know, a good representation to see where your ancestors came from. All right, thanks. I also wanted to share with you one other item. This is not part of the either one of the challenges, but it does coincide with the first challenge. So if you go to Family Search again and you click on the activities like we did on the first challenge, choose where am I from, I wanted to talk about what opens up in the very beginning and look at this option. So what it will do is it will open up a map and shows where your various ancestors came from. Down at the bottom, you can choose the number of generations. There's 2 dots. This is the start of the generations and the end of the generations. Now, the number of generations is the number of generations past you. So actually, if you choose just 1 generation, it's actually 2. It's yourself and your parents. So if I were to click on this, hold my mouse button, and drag it over, I'm only going to see 3 people on here. I've got my father, which there's a glitch for some reason on him, and I don't know why, and I'll talk about that in just a second, and then myself and my mother. So for some reason, even though his Family Search page is correct, it shows that my father was born in Paul, Idaho, which he was. But if I click on his picture and then click on his name, it says missing location. For some reason, for this application, it doesn't show his birth. So I'm going to type that in real quick. So we're going to type in Paul, Idaho, and it'll have a list to choose from. So I'm going to click on Paul, and then I'll submit it. Now, anytime I go out of this and come back in, for some reason, this is erased. So there's some glitch in the system that does not show that my father was born in Paul, Idaho. And as I said, even if I go to his Family Search page, it's listed there. So now you can see there's the 3 of us squarely in Idaho. Now, anytime you see one of these blue-green dots with a number on it, that means that there's more than 1 ancestor there. And so this would be myself and my parents, and we were all born in Idaho. So if I click on this now, it will zoom in on the map and show a closer version of it where everybody was born. My mother was born in Jerome. I myself was born in Twin Falls, and my father was born in Paul, Idaho. If I expand it out, it will now include my grandparents. So my grandfather on my mother's side was born in Preston, and I might have to zoom out on the map to see where my other grandparents were born. So here's my grandparents on my father's side. They were both born in Utah, and then my grandmother on my mother's side was born in Guthrie, Oklahoma. And if you go clear out to the 8 generations, you'll see the bigger circles with the lot. I have a lot from Scandinavia, so you see 325 ancestors in this region alone. So, and anytime you have one of these dots, like I said, you can click on it and it will zoom in on the map. And even if I zoom in, I still see more of those. So if I want to zoom in on one certain region, there's 5 from this area of Norway. If I click on it, now I can see where they're all from. this, a white circle with a number means that 3 ancestors from the same town. So that's the first part of it. This is kind of fun. If you go on family lines, it's also another way to look at it. So if you just want to focus on one family line, you can do that too. So over on the left-hand side, you have yourself and your 2 parents. If you click on your parents, on one of your parents, it will pull up the grandparents of that parent, or well, the parents of the grandparents on that side of the family. And you can either just keep going, and eventually you'll see that where they ended up in Europe. So it's kind of fun, just if you want to just look at one family line to see where they're from. And again, it works the same way here. If I click on this dot, it will show why these 2 people are so close together. And I just thought I'd share that with you. It's kind of, it's another fun thing to look at. Now with the challenges and this extra item that I've shown you, if you have any questions, you can contact any of the consultants. And if you need to find our number or email address on Family Search, on any Family Search page, you'll see the question mark. If you click on the question mark and then click on Contact Us, and a new page will open up. And this page is actually edited, so we could post this on our YouTube channel. So I've removed the information. But if you click on more, it'll show all the family history consultants, their email addresses and phone numbers, and feel free to contact us. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you do the challenge. Thanks.